Hey you guys, it's Amy Gretchen. Welcome back to another December daily video. So it's actually been a while. It is a couple weeks or a week and a half into January, and I'm just now deciding that I need to finish this album. I've wanted to, but there's just been other things on my plate and things that I've had to commit to. So in this video, I'm hoping to finish up days, now that I'm thinking about this should be day 20. Not 21. So day 20 and 21 I'm going to be working on, and this is day 23, which I did not do a video on because it was like really late at night and it was for an assignment that I needed to get done. It was kind of right before Christmas, but I will have a video showing how I created this digital portion, because most of this was just digital. This joy right here was digital. Of course, I took this joy here and I cut it out with the silhouette. So I will show you that on my computer. So that will come at some point. That will come so you can see how I worked with those files. But right now I want to finish up 20 and then 21. So 20 is all about handmade gifts. So I like to make at least one handmade gift during the holiday season. So I talk a little bit about that on this journaling here, and this is just on the back of 19, which you also have not seen a video yet. Hopefully I can remember how I created this. I did do a video, but it was pretty intense. So hopefully I can remember how I was able to create that. And then just on the back side is where my journaling is for day 20. So then I'm gonna work on the day 21 is actually going to be on the back side of here. All right, you guys, so let's just jump into working on day 20, and I can talk about day 21 when that comes up. So like I mentioned, for day 20, it's all about making handmade gifts, and the photo that I used for this is actually some handmade greeting cards that I made for my mother-in-law. And she's been such a great example to me of sending out cards, whether they're thank you or happy birthday or just like I'm thinking of you cards. She's super great at that. And her daughters are really awesome at that as well. So I thought it would be fun to make her some that she can use throughout the year. So my journaling's a little bit about that and a little bit about how I like to make handmade cards. So I'm thinking of maybe adding something to the right side or onto the photo, and then I need to finish up the left side. So what I basically did with the left side is I wrote out my journaling, and then I created a star, and I tried to make it look pretty close to this felt star that I had actually die cut out of some of my die cuts. And I did that previously, and I actually worked on this at the December daily prep party. I kind of sewed two of those together, and it was just in my stash, and I thought this would be a great time to use it. So I used kind of the text wrap function, and was able to make my text wrap around that star. And I wish, actually, if I had thought ahead, I wish I'd actually die cut numbers out of the star, but I didn't do that ahead of time. I adhered it down, and I put so much glue on there to make sure it would not fall off that it for sure would have ripped the paper, and I didn't want to have to print everything out again because it was already adhered to the back of day 19. And anyway, I didn't want to start just wrecking everything. So I just decided that I would go with a black 20, and I didn't have a small black 20 or anything that would really work. So I decided to make my own with the silhouette. And what I did is I just grabbed a font that I liked, and this was, I don't even know what font this was. It was just a sans serif font. Grabbed the numbers and adjusted the kerning. Is it the kerning or the tracking? I think it's the kerning that adjusts the letters or the numbers in this case. And so I just made them so that they were closer together. And then I went ahead and I cut out 4 and stacked them together, which is what you were just seeing me do, so that it was a little bit thicker and it kind of looked more like chipboard. And I really like the look of that. All right, so I'm moving on to day 21. And this story is all about how my kids finally got out of school, or they finally got their Christmas break on December 21st, which just seems so crazy late to me. And while I was kind of mentioning that, I also was celebrating their relationship, though. So they haven't always been the best of friends, kind of get on each other's nerves as siblings tend to do. but it's been fun to see how their relationship has changed now that they are in high school together. They're a little bit older and they are kind of doing the same stuff. So it has been fun. And so that's partially what my journaling is about, is just celebrating those two together. And of course, that photo is really what prompted my journaling as well, because it kind of shows how much fun they do have together. So for day 21, I did the same thing that I did for day 20, which is to create a text wrap. And I did this using that circle wood veneer that came with one of the December daily kits a couple of years ago. I think it was probably 2016, because it felt like it wasn't last year, but it was probably the year before. And I thought that that would be a great place that I could maybe add a number to. So I thought that it would also be really good to have it kind of go in between the photo and the journaling, and that way it would kind of help tie them together, if that makes sense. So instead of just creating a large space in between the journaling and my photo, I thought it would be cool to create like the text to wrap around the circle. And so that's exactly what I did, which coincidentally just happens to be the same thing that I did in day 20 when I wrapped around that star. So the photos here, and I don't think that I did explain that. The large photo is a 4x8, and so that was on day 20. And so on day 21, I did a 4x6 photo, which gave me 2 inches to work with for my journaling, which was just enough space, or I should say you can make it be enough space with just trying to adjust, like I was saying before, the kerning and the tracking of your type. You can see that on day 20, my type is a lot more spread out. On day 21, it's a lot more condensed. So now I'm trying to decide how I want to add the number. And originally I was thinking that I would add the number right in the circle. You can see that I did go ahead and do that, but I also considered doing maybe the star or a heart just to add something different. And of course, the red star would go with day 23, you know, to have more stars in there. And then I could just add the date, or December 21st, on the bottom where there's some space. I could add a date with just my rolling date stamp. But I did go ahead and decide that I wanted to do a number. And I did the same thing that I did on day 20, which was use my silhouette. This time I used a serif font. And again, I'm not entirely sure what font that was, but I adjusted the kerning again so that the digits would actually touch one another. And then when it cut out in the silhouette, it would all be in one piece. So I wanted to do that so it would be easier to put together in the circle and it would fit a little bit better. Obviously I did that same thing for day 20 as well. And I was kind of copying Allie's number, that cork number, that number 21 that you kind of saw at the beginning. I was trying to copy that same thing. And when you have the digits together, it's so much easier to cut out in the silhouette and stack together. There's just less pieces to work with. So that was one of the reasons why I decided to go that route. The other thing that I wanted to share with you before I completely finish is that red rectangle that you saw me kind of push aside. I do end up putting that back on day 20, just FYI. So anyway, you guys, I am done with days 20 and 21. Thank you so much for being here and for your support, especially all the way through December Daily. I really appreciated the things that you had to say. I am really looking forward to finishing up this album, and I have a goal to get it done in the next couple of weeks. So look forward to seeing those videos coming up. I still need to edit days 24 and 25. I just keep moving on to different things, but I really want to get my December Daily supplies packed away and put away so I can focus on some other stuff. Again, thank you guys so much, and we will see you in the next one. Bye.